So again, this is a developing storm that has formed over the last 10 or 15 minutes. Here, just to the west of Cove, Arkansas. This is moving off, or Cove, yeah, Cove, Arkansas.
Yeah.
This is moving off towards the northeast here at about 30 to 40 miles per hour.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you right there for just a second. There's now a tornado vortex signature on your side.
Yep.
With that storm here, so that is just to the west of Cove. This is over here in eastern Oklahoma and in western Arkansas right now here, guys. So I'm double checking a couple of things here. Let me. I just got off the live stream not even like 20 minutes ago, and now we have this situation here. So give me 1 second. I think that should fit the issue here. So we do have that tornado warning that is in place until 2:30 this afternoon. That is going to go for our folks in Polk County. POLK, and it's also going to go for our folks in Scott County as well here. So this is the first call to action to my folks in Waldron, Mena, any one of these areas. Make sure you take your tornado precautions immediately. Get away from windows. Put as many walls between yourself and the outside as possible. Get to that lowest center part of your home immediately at this current time here. So if y'all can do me a big favor with this being a tornado warning, get this live stream out. Share this information with your family and friends. Tell them what's going on. This is what we've got at this current point. I understand, this is outside of the metro and everything like that, but these folks out here are just as important as anybody else in the state here, okay? So we've got that tornado warning in place right now there if you want to talk more about that.
Let's switch over to
yes, sir. Give me 1 second.
So again, this is moving across mainly rural areas here of Polk County. However, this is just west of Mena, just west of Cove. However, any small deviation in this track to the east could actually move this into downtown Mena. So if you live in Mena, you live in Cove, you live in White City and Waldron, go on and take those tornado precautions. Lowest level of your house, put as many walls in between you and the outside as possible. Again, this is a storm that is developing. It's in the mountains. So you're not going to have a very good viewpoint of it unless you are up high places like Rich Mountain, Wilhelmina State Park, etc. Now, that being said, my folks on Rich Mountain, Wilhelmina State Park, again, lots of Easter activities ongoing. If you know somebody up there in these areas, call them, tell them, hey, there is a developing storm. It's moving northeast at 60 miles per hour. You're not going to have a lot of time to take cover from this storm again. This is staying mainly northwest of Mena, northwest of Cove and White City. However, this is going to move towards the Waldron area here about 2:30 this afternoon. So you have about 30 minutes to take shelter from this storm. Again, it's currently over in McCurtain County, Oklahoma. This is going to cross the state line here in just a few minutes, and this is going to increase. This is a storm out all by itself, has plenty of environment to work with as it moves into western Arkansas. Again, my folks in northwestern Polk County, POLK, and southwestern Scott County need to be in your safe place right now.
Yep. So, Derek, if you give me just a second, I'm over here getting your stuff set up because this is what we were working on. Getting things set up and ready to go just in case this thing decided to take off. And this is what we've got right now here. So, anyone in the Waldron area, like Derek mentioned before, you need to be taking your tornado precautions immediately. I'm going to go ahead and get some road networks going real fast. And we're going to kind of talk about this real quickly here. So right now, the storm itself is still in eastern Oklahoma, technically. But the National Weather Service, being as quick as they have been today, going ahead and getting that warning out for our folks in Polk, POLK, and also our folks in southwestern Scott County as well. So right now, anybody that's traveling on Highway 59 or 71, even up towards Highway 28, you need to be taking your tornado precautions immediately. When we talk about that, okay, when we say the lowest part, it does not mean a crawl space. That means getting into the center, lowest part of your home, the structure. We're talking the hallway, the bathroom, the closet, etc., and making sure that you're getting there here. We talked about that in the live stream about 30 minutes ago. This is what we've got right now here, guys. We have that tornado warning first of the day for our folks in Polk County, POLK, and also our folks in southwestern Scott County at this current time. Waldron, Mena, you're on the outside of the tornado warning polygon, but anybody that's traveling on Highway 8 right now going west, you might want to tell them, hey, there's a tornadic storm getting ready to develop. They need to be seeking shelter immediately at this current time here. Go ahead, Derek.
Yep. All right. So once again, I've got the area circled here.
Yes, sir. I'm working on getting your keys set up and ready to go.
So once again, folks, and we have a brand new scan coming in here.
Yeah.
Here now, just so again, this is
Do me a favor. Hit Control O over there. Okay, I'll walk you through it. Go to the GIS system over there, because what's going on is you got Arkansas kind of highlighted. Go to the shape files.
Yep.
And you see where it says right there. Yep, and turn that off.
There you go.
Sweet. All right, awesome. So because it had Arkansas highlighted in there, so there you go. All right, you go ahead.
So once again here, so right here is where our potential tornado is. Again, here's Cove, Hatfield, Mena, Akron. Again, this is just to the, literally just miles west. Now, let's zoom this out here again. Again, this is mainly rural areas here of Polk County, POLK. This is going to be just to the west here of Rich Mountain and Queen Willamette State Park. So once again, if you have family on the mountainside right now for Easter, having picnics, etc., you need to go and let them know, hey, they need to move off the mountain, move to shelter just in case, because any small deviation of this track can take it towards Hatfield, take it towards Mena, take it towards the Akron area, and then of course obviously on up towards Waldron. My folks in Waldron, I would definitely be getting ready to take cover, because this storm is going to move towards you at 60 miles per hour. Again, 2:30, bottom of the hour, is when this is going to move in your direction. So once again, tornado warning has been issued for our folks in northwestern Polk County, POLK, southwestern Scott County, here in western Arkansas.
Yeah. So, Derek, I'm getting you set up on 3 over here, because I'm getting you set up between the tornado debris tracker and my other product over here. So give me just a second. Let me go ahead and get this taken care of, which is going to be, I want to say, give me just 1 second. Okay, I think I may have got you set up. We're going to test this out. Yep, I did. I got you set up over here. Sweet. Okay, so whenever you need me to go over to the tornado debris, just tell me 3, and we'll be good to go.
Gotcha.
So right now, what I'm going to do here is, also I just realized the Roku and Fire TV was not showing. It's now up now.
Yep.
So we're good to go there. But anyone in these areas need to be taking their tornado precautions immediately. Get away from windows. Put as many walls to yourself and the outside as possible here at this current time. Like so for this is for our folks in western Arkansas. What we're going to do, we're going to zoom this out to kind of put a lot of minds at ease, because I know storm anxiety is through the roof right now. Right now, this is the storm of the hour down here in west central Arkansas for our folks in Scott and Polk County, POLK, not Pope. Polk County. We also have other thunderstorms that are moving into northwestern Arkansas. Derek, if you can keep me on that one. I will talk about the ones up here in northwestern Arkansas. So we do have a severe thunderstorm warning, tornado possible now up here for Benton County. This storm will move from eastern Oklahoma, northwest Arkansas, and will go into southwestern Missouri. We also have other thunderstorms here that now have a severe thunderstorm warning for Evansville, West Fork, just south of Fayetteville, along Interstate 49 up here. Mainly damaging winds and large hail. This is not posing a tornado threat as of now, but we are going to continue to keep an eye on the situation up here in northwestern Arkansas. As a matter of fact, there's 2 areas of concern that I'm going to keep an eye on here. Number 1 is going to be just to the west of Cedarville, and then we have another area up here just west of the Evansville area that is showing some rotation, and then we've got another area up here just to the west of Solomon Springs. I know, Rob, if you're listening to this right now, your camera that's going to be up and going next week would have been great today. But this is the area right here, another area of rotation just to the west of Solomon Springs. This activity is moving to the north and east here. So my folks in Benton and Washington counties, tornado warning were to get issued. You need to be ready to seek shelter in any given moment. Another thing I want to stress too as well, today is all about hustle. It's hustle, 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 hustle. And these storms are going to be moving at about 40 to 50, even 60 miles per hour. So this is a time that if you have that safe place ready to go, warning gets issued, you don't waste time trying to go outside and see it. You go ahead and get there immediately here. Derek, if you want to talk more about that storm for Waldron and the Polk County, POK, and Scott County. Go ahead.
Yep. All right. So once again, folks, we do have a warning still in effect here, folks. Again, on our rotation rate, the good thing, we are seeing it on the weak side still. However, we still need to monitor this closely because it is in the mountains, so radar is going to kind of deviate a little bit from our overall views. But once again, my folks in Waldron, 238. My folks in Boonville, 256. As this continues to push off towards the northeast, this is moving from a okay environment to an even better environment as it moves further into the Washita Mountains and eventually into the River Valley. As y'all know, we have a wide area of a hatch risk for much of the state. Again, that does include my folks here over into Logan County, Yale County, etc. As this continues to move off towards the northeast. Right now, this is the only tornado warning in the state, and technically it's still in Oklahoma, has not crossed the border just yet, but we expect that to at any point in time now.
Yeah, so I was getting myself set up over here with our team and everything like that. With it being Easter, we still have, we have our entire team here that's coming in. That's going to be moving in later on this afternoon and getting this set up here. So, Derek, I'm going to switch back over to your other product over here. I want you to zoom down, preferably just to, I think that's going to be Matfield, I do believe. You could just, I was going to say, you can zoom down there. I'm getting concerned just to the west of Cove, or just the southwest of Hatfield, excuse me. That particular area here. And what I'll do is I'll leave that up. Because that's going to be for this storm down here. There's a tornado warning storm. So I'm gonna match this up with our debris detection over here. And I'm getting a little concerned that there could be an area that is trying to get going just to the west of Cove. I'm seeing that on so that product that you see on the right side of your screen is called a tornado debris tracker. Pretty much that wipes out your rain, your hail, your wind, all that other stuff, and it just focuses on potential tornado debris. And it gives you a probability on if it's debris or it's not. What I'm worried about is there's Cove, as you can see on both sides of your screen. There's what we call a negative value being shown up on our debris detection. So we need to treat this right now as if this thing is on the ground or getting ready to be on the ground here. So my folks in Mena, if you're traveling right now, that's going to be along Highway 8 over here, Highway 88, and Highway 59. Go ahead, treat this as this is a tornado on the ground, and get to shelter immediately here, because I'm seeing some concerning signs on both your product over there, Derek, and also our debris tracker over here on my product over here on 2. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that situation very, very closely here over the next couple of scans. But for right now, my folks in Polk County, POLK, the northwestern part of Polk County, and then the southwestern part of Scott County, you need to be taking your tornado precaution immediately. Derek, if you want to go over the road network over there that this is going to be headed towards, especially for folks over there.
Here is where our biggest area of concern is. This is moving northeast right now, so this is going to take it. This is mainly rural areas here of Polk County here, and again, it's control.
Polk, POLK, yeah, just. You have to clarify that.
So once again, folks, right here is 71.
Yep.
Is right here. So again, this is moving along rural areas. Right now.
I tell you what. Just I'm not meaning to cut you off or anything.
No, you're right.
I'm getting concerned about this one. It is starting to show that flying eagle shape. It's starting to get better. The mesocyclone is starting to become better. I talk about this all the time when it comes to severe weather. You're going to know when the cap breaks.
Yep.
You're going to know when it pops, because the storms that pop up like this are going to show you signs that it's breaking. So I'm worried downstream. Not taking anything away from Polk County, PLK, or Scott County up here, but I'm starting to get concerned downstream. My folks in Waldron, if you're watching this right now and you're in the Waldron area, go ahead, get that safe spot ready to go, because once this thing organizes in this environment, it's going to produce. Yep. And it's going to be quick. It's not going to be a situation where it's like, oh, hey, it's 5 seconds. It takes a second or two to get going. Today's environment, once they go, they're going to go. So Waldron, anybody that's traveling right now on Highway 71 that runs from Y-City up towards Waldron, you're not in the tornado polygon yet. But you need to go ahead and seek shelter immediately here, just in case this thing really starts to get going over the next couple of radar scans here. Go ahead, Eric.
All right. So once again, folks, my folks in Mena, I know sirens are going off.
Mhm.
This is for the western side of Mena. This is not going to be tracking towards downtown Mena. This is going to stay just to your northwest. Akron, just to your northwest. Hatfield, just to your northwest. Now, let's take it on upstream here. Again, like Cameron said, Waldron, Bowles, Y City. Like Cameron said, your first alert. We're still just across the border in Oklahoma right now. But that being said, this is going to continue to push off towards the northeast. Now, obviously, looking at our debris indicator that goes alongside with it. All indications are we are starting to see that increase. However, when we go, and we look at our debris detection,
Yep.
again, radar is kind of skewed a little bit. So again, this is in the mountains. As it continues to move further into the get closer to our radar site, you will begin to see more. Our hope is that we don't see anything, but again, Western Arkansas, it is moving into a very favorable environment for tornadic potential as we go deeper into the afternoon hours. As we mentioned last night on the live stream, it is going to be moving fast, but once they move through, your threat's over with for the day. So once we get these storms through, your threat's over with for the day.
Yeah, and I said before, folks, I need y'all to do me a big favor on Facebook. Hit that share button. I understand there's a lot of folks that are watching this from Little Rock or anywhere else. Folks, be a kind human being today. And you know how you can help us here on the page. You hit that share button. You share this live stream out on Facebook. YouTube's not a problem. But Facebook, please get this information out here. I completely get it. If it's not Little Rock, why are you concerned about it? Because these folks over here in Western Arkansas need as much information as you need in Central Arkansas. Okay, so please share this live stream, get it out. Give these folks a heads up because, like I said before, once this storm goes, and I just alerted Jamie, by the way, she's setting up near the Clinton area. Once this goes, this is going to be a problem downstream for Waldron, Boonville, Paris, anybody along Interstate 40. This starts getting going. It's going to go into that environment. It's going to be a problem. So we've got to watch this situation very, very closely here. But if you're watching this and you're not in Western Arkansas, do us a huge favor, Arkansas, and share this live stream. It doesn't cost you a penny just to hit that share button, and it's going to help save a lot of lives today, guys. Okay, so my folks just to the west of Mena, Y City, Waldron, Mansfield, Boonville, anyone that's traveling right now, that is going to be Highway 71. Take your tornado precautions now. Do not wait until that tornado warning gets issued downstream. You stay ahead of the ball game today. You go ahead and get into your safe spots, and you're going to be good to go here. But this is our first alert, my folks, along 71 right now from Y City up to Waldron. Take your tornado precautions immediately at this current time here. So I'm going to go ahead, Derek. I know I got you up over here. I've got the track up for Waldron. Waldron is going to be about 2:51 this afternoon. Don't wait till 2:51 to seek shelter. You go ahead and get to that safe spot now. I'm going to go ahead and I got you back up on 3. I'm getting worried about that area.
I'll see it here. So just to the northwest of Hatfield, just north of Zafra, Oklahoma. Kind of looking closely at it.
It's going to be here.
Our debris indicator is seeing a very weak, a small area of debris signature, but again, it's not quite mentioned of. Again, we are in the mountains though, but this product, like Cameron said, does remove all the added stuff into it. Now, keep in mind, this is in the middle of the Ouachita Mountains, so we're not saying it's on the ground yet. However,
we need to treat it as
that
such.
being said, we need to treat it as such. Also, I'm noticing our latest scan has turned a little bit east of northeast. Now, if it does turn east, Mena, this is your first alert. You should already be taking those precautions just in case, even though only the western side of town is in the warning. However, that being said, if it does turn east, it will only increase that tornado threat. And if it does, we will be worrying about downtown Mena more than we would say Y City, Akron. But again, if you live in Waldron, Y City, Bowles, Akron, Mena, go on and take those tornado precautions. Lowest level of your house and put as many walls in between you and the outside as possible, because because all it takes is one small shift in the track, and all of a sudden you have a tornado on your front doorstep.
Yep, and I've altered the track actually to kind of talk about that eastward shift that you had just mentioned. I've got Mina at about 223 now. So if you're in a Mina area, you're watching this. Fortunately, right now, I'm not seeing a terrible amount of signs that, this thing is on the ground, doing destruction, stuff like that. This is what we call a situation where the storm has breached a cap. And what's going on is your mesocyclone is developing. It's getting its identity. This is a storm that if you were a chaser, you watch very closely here, because this is the storm that's going to tell you how your environment is right now. And it is a very sheared environment. You have your instability in place. You're going to have to watch the situation very, very closely here. So just like I said before, my folks in Mina, Y City, anybody that's on 71 right now, understand it's Easter. A lot of people are not paying attention to the weather. This is going to be a day that you've got to pay attention to the weather, folks, okay? Along 71 right now, if you're watching this from Waldron, from Y City, Mina, get to your safe spots now. Don't wait until this thing's on the ground doing destruction. Don't try to go outside and see it. Let's go ahead, be proactive today, and get to your safe spot immediately at this time. And what I'm going to do here, like I said before, I'm not taking anything away from this ongoing tornado warning. We have other areas across the state that we are keeping an eye on. We have some severe thunderstorm warnings moving into northwestern Arkansas. I'm going to put a track through here. We also have a couple of storms up here now that are tornado possible up here. So your storms are starting to get going up here in northwestern Arkansas. I'm going to put a track for about 50 miles per hour, and that's going to go for the following areas here. So that's Perry Grove, that's Farmington, that's Centerton, that's Bentonville, Bella Vista, Fayetteville, Springdale, the Lowell area, Rogers, Pea Ridge. Same areas that just got through dealing with that tornado the other night. Yep. Back under the gun once again. Let's go ahead just to be on the safe side. Let's move all those outdoor activities inside. Let's get away from those windows and the exterior walls just to be on the safe side here, because these are severe thunderstorms capable of damaging winds, hail, and we have to watch for that isolated tornado potential as well here, Derek. So I've got you back up on your side for the rotation strength. If you want to talk more about that tornado warning down there.
All right. So once again, folks, here's Mina, Akron. Again, I want you to pay very close attention. This is now crossing into the state. Again, rotation is still on the weaker side, but I have seen a little bit of an uptick over the last couple of scans. So once again, folks, if you live in this area, you should have already been in your safe place, but now you really need to be in that safe place. So this continues to track closer towards Mina, closer towards Akron. We're not quite there yet. It's staying on the southern end of this warning. Now, that being said, staying on the southern end of this warning does take it towards Y City, does take it towards the Waldron area. Yeah. So again, we've already alerted you folks there as well. Again, downstream, this is going to move towards Y City and Waldron. But what I'm noticing is a slowdown in the track as well, and that means that our storm could be shifting a little bit more east of northeast. Therefore, that puts more of Mina and places like that into the track as it continues to push off towards the east and northeast here roughly about 50 to 60 miles an hour.
Yeah. So. Thank you, Chandler, for letting me know about this. There's an area of rotation that's just southwest of Perry Grove up here in northwestern Arkansas. I'm going to go ahead and put a track on this for about, I'm going to clock at about 50 miles per hour up here. So that's going to go for the Cane Hill area, Perry Grove, Farmington, Fayetteville, Johnson, over towards the Lost Bridge Village area. This is roughly the same area that just got through dealing with the tornado threat the other night. Back under the gun once again here. So this is a severe thunderstorm warning, tornado possible tag now with the storm up here in northwestern Arkansas. So we're going to keep an eye on it. Right now, I will say go ahead if you're in Fayetteville, Perry Grove, Springdale, any interest along Interstate 49, anyone that's on 71 or on Highway 412. Go ahead, take your tornado precautions. Just go ahead and get there just to be on the safe side. I'd rather for you guys to be in shelter and nothing happens than you guys not be in shelter and this thing produces, because this is the situation that once they go, they're going to go. So my folks up here in northwestern Arkansas, it's my first alert for Fayetteville, Springdale, along Interstate 412, not Interstate 412, Interstate 49, Highway 412. We'll have to keep an eye on it. Go ahead. Yep.
Let's go back
Yep.
to
Yes, sir.
let's go back to
I've
my
got
letter.
I got you right over here if you want to talk about that.
Folks, we have a developing situation right now. Just to the northwest of Mina, we now have a strong road, very strong area of rotation that has just developed here in the last really the last 3 minutes or so. This is just to the northwest of Mina. Rotation is increasing.
Yep.
So if there is a tornado, this is where it's going to be, literally right here, folks.
Yep.
Right there is where it's going to be. This is going to push off towards the east northeast here. Again, it's a very dangerous situation. This is over Queen Wilhelmina State Park right now. This is over Rich Mountain. So again, now the radar's starting to see it because it's coming up over the mountain and down into the valley. So now is when we are seeing, as we get closer towards the radar, we're starting to see this uptick. Does this remain? Is it a brief spin up? Regardless, you need to be in a safe place right now. Meaning this is going to track eerily close to you, just to the northwest. Akron, just to the northwest. You need to be in your safe place right now.
Yeah, so I've got a traffic cam up that's looking south, by the way, on 71 in Y City. So we'll be able to see what happens with the storm as it continues to push off towards the north and east here. So we do have a developing situation up here now, up here in northwestern Arkansas. So what's going to happen is, it's the reason why we have this dual radar set up here, is that way we have storms in northwest Arkansas we can talk about, then you have storms down in southwest Arkansas you can talk about here. So 60-mile-per-hour winds, penny-sized hail with that storm up there. Tornado possible now with that storm up there in northwestern Arkansas. That's going to go for the following areas. That is northwestern Crawford, southwestern Washington, and southeastern Adair counties, which is in Oklahoma, by the way. The storm is moving northeast at 55 miles per hour. So that's near Perry Grove, Battlefield State, Walnut Grove, Devil's Den State Park, Perry Grove, Summers, Cane Hill, that's going to be the Lincoln area, and the West Fork area. This also includes Interstate 49 between mile markers 44 and 53 at this current time here. So, folks, take these storms seriously. Do not wait to the last possible second. You need to take these storms seriously right now. Derek, I see your debris detection. If you want to talk more about that storm down there in southwestern Arkansas.
I'm starting to pick up area of debris. Nothing on our debris track.
So the reason why you're probably not going to see anything on this, by the way, is because there's no debris being wafted up.
Yeah,
because it's a great thing. That means it's probably going over a mountain. It's going over. This is a pretty rural area out here in Polk County. So we'll have to see and go back.
The scan is not as strong as it was a minute ago. But that being said, you know, let's look at our rotation here. Very strong area of rotation just to the northwest of Mina. You know, let's go and look at our debris indication here, right over Wilhelmina State Park. You know, right over the Rich Mountain area. So again, moving off towards the northeast. But again, you know, go back to our rotation scan here.
Yeah.
Again, it's there and then it's gone. This is a developing storm. Again, this is an environment capable of producing tornadoes. However, more of your short-lived, brief spin-ups instead of your long trackers for now.
Yeah.
As we go later into the evening, that's when we're going to start warning about more of those stronger, long tracker tornadoes, especially as we get into north central Arkansas later on this afternoon and this evening.
Yeah, and a couple of things here. I'm going to go ahead and zoom out. I am starting to notice a couple of cells are starting to pop up near the Pope County, P-O-P-E, by the way. Yale County over here, we've got a couple popping up just south of Jasper. So this is something that we're going to have to watch. All these cells that develop ahead of this main line will have that tornado potential here that we'll have to keep an eye on later on this afternoon and into this evening here, guys. So we're going to keep an eye on the situation here right now. We do have that tornado warning down there in west central Arkansas, by the way, until 2:30 this afternoon. Right now, as it stands, I wouldn't be shocked if that tornado warning gets extended into... Yeah, what?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it gets extended to conclude the Waldron area. That would be much of Scott County. What I'm going to do here real fast here is, for those that are going to be trying to watch this, trying to figure out where the counties are, and everything like that here. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to load up the counties here. And what I'm going to I wish there was a way I could have that map of the counties and stuff like that on our stream here. But that is fine right now. So this is going to be your area of concern right through here. Okay, so that's going to be Scott County. This is Polk County, P-O-O-K. There's Logan County, and then this is going to be Yale County over here. So going to have to watch this very, very, very close to here. So give me just a second. All right. So go ahead, Derek. I'm talking to James right now. Go ahead.
Oh, you're good. All right. So once again, continuing to track this, and then our latest scan is coming in now here. Again, northwest of Mena. This does not include downtown Mena. This is just to the northwest of Mena. Now, coming in. Now we're seeing a broader area of rotation, and then obviously latest scan coming in just to the northwest of Mena, just to the northwest of Akron. Again, this is in rural areas here of Polk County, P-O-O-K, and Scott County, moving off toward, towards the northeast. Again, this is going to stay for now mostly in rural areas here of the Ouachita Mountains here. Again, moving over places like Rich Mountain, Queen Wilhelmina State Park, and then eventually up there into areas along 71, and it's going to cross 71 here very, very soon.
Yeah, so this is what we got right now. I'm going to go ahead and put a track to the northeast here. I think the official warning was for, what was it, 40 or 50? I think it was 50. I'll go ahead and go 55 real fast here. So that's going to be White City coming up real quickly.
So 40 now.
40
Yes.
now. Okay, so let me redo this track. Because I had it for 50. So let me do this. So that's going to be your entire storm. I'm going to move it for about 40 miles per hour here, guys. Okay, so Acorn coming at you within the next 2 minutes. I'm going to do this too, because I think this may help our viewers out a lot. I'm going to do this, and what's going to happen is it's going to show the actual minutes. How many minutes do you actually have before it's there? So what's up?
Back to our.
I see it. Yep, I see it. Yes, sir. That's what's going on. Like I mentioned before, it's getting its identity right now. It's breaking the cap. This is going to be a problem downstream, my folks, in Scott.
Real quick, what's the code or the key for the roads again?
Alt L.
That's what does.
Yeah,
Good, Derek.
you're good. You're good. Alt L. So that's going to be a problem downstream for Scott County. They look like they just extended the tornado warning now. It does include downtown Waldron. So if you want to talk about that new tornado warning that's in place.
All right, everybody. So first off, this is moving right along Tower Road, Skyline Drive here, here in Mena, or just to the northwest of Mena here, Forest Road area. So again, if you know anybody that lives in this area, they need to be taking those tornado precautions right now. But again, this is a situation where this is now tracking towards downtown Waldron. So once again, if you live in downtown Waldron, you need to be taking those tornado precautions right now. White City, Bowles, Waldron. This is moving off towards the northeast here at 40 miles an hour. This is going to put it into the Waldron area here as we approach the 3 p.m. hour here. Again, our track is slowing down, but it's still there. Again, this is moving northwest of Mena, but it's moving towards the Waldron area.
Yeah, so Derek, you continue to keep an eye out on that storm here. Folks, patience is going to be a big deal today with our page. I want to make that crystal clear. There's 2 different areas right now that we're watching. We're watching this particular storm down here in west central Arkansas, which will be a problem downstream, by the way. And we're also watching northwestern Arkansas. This is a situation that you got to pay attention to what's going on the screen. Right now, this entire line of storms from Bella Vista all the way down to Interstate 49 to Fort Smith, that's going to be your track. So I'm going to leave this up because I know we've got folks in northwest Arkansas that are watching this, but I'm not going to ignore west central Arkansas. My folks over there in Waldron, the Mena area, they don't get a lot of coverage as it is. We're going to make sure that they're covered. So up there in northwestern Arkansas, right now, I've got people that are keeping an eye on everything up there in northwestern Arkansas. No official tornado warnings are in place right now. We do have a situation where these storms are capable of producing 70-mile-per-hour winds. And I have a track up here as well, and it's going to show you a countdown on how many minutes you have, specifically how many minutes you have until this line of storms is on top of you. So right now, Derek, I'm gonna let you go ahead and talk more about this one down here in West Central Arkansas.
Okay.
Not ignoring anybody in Northwest Arkansas right now, but this is going to be a problem by folks in Waldron. Waldron, if you are watching this right now, you need to get to shelter immediately. This is showing now very strong rotation on our product here. Go ahead.
Yep. All right, folks. So once again, for my folks in the Waldron area, you need to be in that safe place, like Cameron just said. Again, this is moving out of Polk, POK, into Scott County. Again, this is our rotation is continuing to increase with this storm. It is moving into an environment very favorable for tornadic development. I want to stress it. Very favorable. Not favorable, but very. Again, we have seen sunshine all day today, no rainfall. There is a boundary across West Arkansas that Cameron and I have been concerned about all afternoon, left over from the storms last night.
Yep.
So, as the storm interacts with that boundary and it crosses over, is when that tornado threat will be heightened even more so than what it already is. Again, this is in the mountains. It's very hard to see these things coming. But, again, we are going to treat this as if it's already on the ground. So we're going to go with a radar indicator rotation. This is very strong, moving towards the northeast here at 40 to 50 miles an hour. This is going to move very close to, if not into downtown Waldron, here in about 20 to 30 minutes. So again, you need to be in the safe place right now.
Yeah, so I'm not only concerned about that storm. There's a storm right here near Mountainburg that is starting to show this what we call that structure, that supercell structure, that textbook structure. It's starting to show that here now. Well, we can go over to the rotation detection real quickly here. Not seeing any indication that this thing is rotating right now, but this is maybe a problem for our folks downstream from Mountainburg, anyone on Interstate 49 right now. Keeping an eye on a couple of these storms up here. Right now, none of these storms up here in northwestern Arkansas are toll warned, but this will be a damaging wind problem. 70-mile-per-hour winds with these storms up here in northwestern Arkansas. So if you have any outdoor plans right now, let's go ahead and it's moving indoors. Let's get away from the windows. Regardless if this thing produces a tornado or not, damaging winds is real. It should not be ignored. And it's going to be a problem up here in northwestern Arkansas, especially my folks in Fayetteville. That's Huntsville, the western community of Wesley. That's Highway 295. That's Highway 45. That's Highway 412. Up here, Highway 12 as well. Rogers, Springdale, Fayetteville. This is going to be a problem, damaging wind rise as we move later on into the next 20 to 30 minutes here. So my folks in Benton County, Washington County, Carroll County, Madison County, Crawford County, go ahead. Let's, like I said before, with it being Easter, a lot of outdoor activities are going on right now. Let's go ahead and get to shelter immediately at this point. Derek, I am getting very worried about that storm down there in West Central Arkansas right now. And I'm not, and folks that are going to be coming in the comments saying that we're ignoring people, we're not. It's just that storm down there has very strong rotation and it is toll warned right now. None of the storms in northwestern Arkansas are toll warned at this point. We're watching both situations at this current time, but that one down there is going to be a problem. If it continues to be by itself, Waldron, that is going to be a big problem for you. You need to get to shelter immediately. Go ahead.
All right, folks. So again, this is crossing County Road 3 and Cart Lane right now. If you live on Heath Creek Road, Pittsburgh Road, Ridge Road, County Road 6. Again, looking downstream, Shiloh Church Road. This is going to be tracking toward you here in just a matter of moments. So again, if you know anybody in this area, if you can hear my voice in this area, lowest level of your house now, put as many walls in between you and the outside as possible. Again, pillows, mattresses, blankets, couch cushions, whatever you can find to cover yourself and keep yourself safe. Again, if you don't have a shelter, if you don't have that, that middle part of your house, a bathtub is one of the best places to be because at least it gives you some sort of shelter. Again, this is our rotation continues to increase with the storm. It is not weakening. So again, if you live anywhere in this area, you need to be taking your tornado precautions now. Waldron, This is just to your southwest by just a few miles. You need to be in those safe places right now. Lowest level of your house and put as many walls in between you and the outside as possible.
Yeah. So give me just a second here. So um, basically right now we're keeping an eye on the storm. Let me see here. I'm trying to talk. You may have to take over for a second. So I'm trying to talk to Jamie at the same time.
So the good thing is that we are not seeing any signs of debris with the storm yet. So that's a good thing. However, that being said, this is showing very, very strong signs of rotation. Again, if there were to be a tornado, and it's going to be right here. Here's Waldron.
Man, I tell
Here's
you
Bowles.
what, yeah.
Here's Y City. Folks, I want you to repeat. I want to make this crystal clear. This is moving towards Waldron. This is very close to moving towards Bowles.
Yeah.
Again, if you live anywhere in this vicinity,
Okay. So
you need to be taking that tornado precaution right now. You need to be in that safe place right now, folks.
Yep. So what I have done, Derek, is I have rerouted Jamie towards Russellville.
Okay.
She is. I've got a bad feeling about this storm. I don't know what it is, but I've got a pretty bad feeling about this storm here. So, folks, if y'all can do me a big favor,
this storm we were talking about earlier, Cameron.
Yes, sir.
As it started to move and develop, south of Broken Bow, Idabel. A couple hours ago, I said, this is going to be a problem, for the state later on. Unfortunately, that became a reality, and it's ahead of the main line. So, therefore, it's a cell ahead of the main line. Therefore, it has plenty of atmosphere to work with as it continues to push off towards the north and east. And we're also starting to watch storms now develop across southwest Arkansas as well.
Yeah.
So, again, those are going to have to be watched as they move up I-30 throughout the afternoon and evening hours. So basically, we mentioned this last night. We mentioned this all week, that today was the day to be prepared and be ready. Unfortunately, that statement has become a reality. Unlike too many times this spring already, we have dealt with this. We're going to but just stay with us, Arkansas. We're going to get through it once again, how we always do.
Mm-hmm. So this is going to be a situation. This is going to be about 3 o'clock. So it's going to be moving to Scott County by then. This is going to be a problem for my folks in Logan County, Yale County, Johnson, and Pope. P-O-P-E. This is my first alert to you guys. You need to have that tornado safe spot ready to go. You need to be ready, because this is a situation that if this can stay away from the line of storms and it's staying in an environment all to itself, and especially it moves into north central Arkansas, it's going to be a problem. I want to stress this right now. Anybody that plans on traveling on Interstate 40, that's in Magazine, the Paris area, Logan County, Yale County, this is going to be a problem. As long as it can stay away from the line of storms behind it and it stays all to itself, this will have the best potential of producing a tornado. Could potentially be a significant tornado.
Yep.
If this thing continues at its current pace. So my folks in Waldron, take your tornado precautions now. You should have already been there. You need to get to shelter immediately. My folks in Magazine, Paris, Danville, Russellville, Johnson County, Clarksville, anyone that's on Interstate 40 right now, I understand you're looking at this and it's like, oh, this rotation doesn't look that pretty. This storm is getting its identity, and it's going to be a problem downstream if it continues to stay away from the line of storms. I wouldn't be rerouting Jamie if I didn't think this was going to be a problem. So right now, Waldron, Magazine, Paris, Clarksville, Russellville, Danville, Logan, Scott, Yale, Pope County, Johnson County, take your tornado precautions. Now, I understand this is a situation that, you're well outside of the tornado warning polygon, but you got to have that safe spot ready to go, because where this tracks, and I can put a track on it real quickly here, that the tornado warning is moving at about, I'm going to clock it at 50 miles per hour. So we're going to take that area of rotation where he has it, and I'm going to clock it at about 50 miles per hour. So Waldron, time's ticking. You got 15 minutes. I know it says 18 on the screen. You've got 15. You need to get to shelter immediately. Magazine, Blue Mountain, Paris. My first alert to those areas, and that is in Logan and Yale counties. You need to take your tornado precautions now, and then eventually downstream, if you are watching this in downtown Russellville right now, between Russellville and Clarksville, If this continues to remain ahead of the line of storms, this will be a significant problem we'll have to deal with later on here. Derek, you can go ahead. What you got?
I'm getting reports of potential tornado over Beauchamp, 10 miles southwest of Waldron, moving northeast at 45 miles an hour. This is coming straight in from the NWS.
Okay.
So we're going to treat this as if it's on the ground.
Yep. Waldron, get the shelter immediately.
Yep. So once again, Waldron, you need to be in the safe place right now. Lowest level of your house. Put as many walls in between you and the outside as possible. Again, hopefully my Easter activities are done in this part of the state. We said last night you need to be done by 1 o'clock. Sure enough, here we are. It's 2:30, and guess what? We are now dealing with a potential of a tornado to the southwest of Waldron here in Scott County. Again, this is moving off towards the northeast here at 40 to 50 miles an hour. Ross Creek Road, Rose Meter Way, Farmers Road, County Road 103, some locations in or near the path of this developing tornado. Again, the rotation continues to increase. It is now moving across, right now, it is moving right now, right across, let's see, it is moving across County Road 9 right now, folks. This is moving towards the northeast here at 40 to 50 miles an hour. This is going to put it into Waldron. It's a matter of just a few moments.
Yeah. So the biggest thing right now here, folks, is like I said before, we're keeping an eye on the situation up here in northwestern Arkansas. These are severe thunderstorm warnings up here right now. I understand it's loud, it sounds chaotic, it sounds tornadic. Folks, these are mainly going to be 60 to 70 mile per hour winds with this line. Once this line passes past your area, you are done. Your severe threat is over for today. That's the Gentry area, that's Evansville. This line, once it pushes through your area, you're done. But what I'm worried about, like I said before, my folks down there in west central Arkansas, you need to be paying attention immediately here, guys. What we'll do, Derek, if you can keep that up over there on your side, I will have a track for these storms up here in northwestern Arkansas. This is why we have that dual screen. That way we have the ability to do not only the storm down there in west central Arkansas, but the ones up here in northwest Arkansas right now. I will go 50 miles per hour to the east.
Remind me
and I'm gonna have that up here. Do what?
Remember the key to clear real fast.
Okay, that's gonna be
brain fart. It's Easter.
Okay, it's gonna be Alt 7. No, not Alt 7. Alt L.
That's
Alt L should clear that off. Okay, hang on. Let me see it.
Okay.
Let me see it real quick. Hit Control F over there because this is all new technology, by the way, guys.
Yeah.
So
we're having fun.
Yeah.
With this, trying to.
Where's the tools? It's gonna be right here. Yeah. So that should clear that off. Okay. You see where?
Got it.
You see where it says clear over there? Okay.
There
cool.
you go.
There you go. All right. So that should clear that off.
We're still in building.
Yeah. So just making sure you can get over to that screen. Yeah. Okay. All right. There you go. That'll clear it off. Awesome. So if you could put that back in full screen.
Yep.
Real quick. Okay. Awesome.
Yep.
All right, hit Control B.
Yep.
Awesome. There you go. Awesome.
Sorry about that.
Oh, no, you're good. You're good. You're good. So, but this is the situation right now for our folks in West Central Arkansas, and then also our folks up here in Northwestern Arkansas at this current time here. Okay, so, okay, give me 1 second. All right, so that's gonna be for our folks in Waldron. Derek, if you can get a track on that real fast.
Absolutely.
And hang on. Before you do that, we have a tornado warning up here now in Washington County.
Okay.
So go ahead and get the track for that one down here, and I will talk about the one up here in northwestern Arkansas. So we now have a brand new tornado warning that we need to talk about here. Now, was the storm I was talking about that Mountainburg storm that was getting going here. So now, folks, this is a situation that we have a tornado warning for southwestern Madison, north central Crawford County, and southeastern Washington counties until 3:15 this afternoon. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Mountainburg. We just talked about Mountainburg, moving northeast at 55 miles per hour here. So obviously, this is going to include anywhere that's on Interstate 49 between mile markers 26 and that's between 26 and 44. So that's going to be Mountainburg. That's going to be Lake Fort Smith. Excuse me. That's going to be, let's see, that's Combs. That's Patrick. The Chester area up there. I pronounced that wrong. I apologize. the Brentwood area up here as well. But mainly it's going to be impacting our folks near the Chester and the Mountainburg area. So anyone along Interstate 49 right now, you need to be taking your tornado precautions immediately. This is going to go over Winslow as well, and also Highway 16 just to the west of the community of St. Paul. Same areas that just got through dealing with the tornado event the last couple of days. Now back under the gun once again. So folks, if you know anyone in these areas, make sure that they're taking their tornado precautions immediately. I'm Chief Forecaster Cameron. This is President of Arkansas Weather Watchers Derek. We've got our entire team that's going to be here keeping you guys informed. We have 2 ongoing tornado warnings right now in the state of Arkansas and West Arkansas. If you guys can do us a big favor, it costs $0.00 to hit that share button and get this information out to as many folks as physically possible here at this time. Derek, if you want to talk more about that storm down there in West Central Arkansas.
All right. So once again, folks, for my folks here in the Scott County area, again, this storm is now solely in Scott County. If you live in Polk, you are good to go for now. Again, this is now in Scott County, heading towards the town of Waldron. 2:50 p.m. It is 2:43 here on Easter Sunday. Again, 2:50. This storm is 7 minutes out or less. You need to be in that safe place. It's now moving northeast at 60 miles an hour. My folks around Magazine at 313, Blue Mountain 316. Very high camping area up here. Again, and then of course on towards Scranton at 334 and Morse Bluff at 336. Again, this is moving off toward the northeast here at 60 miles an hour. This is going to be moving into the town of Waldron here in just a matter of a few moments. Again, folks, this is moving into a very highly populated area of Scott County. Again, if you live in the Waldron area, you need to be taking those tornado precautions immediately, folks.
Yep.
And also watching now a secondary area of rotation starting
to get going. Yep.
Going. Here's just the southwest of Y City. So if you live in Y City, you need to be taking those precautions as well. This could be a situation where a storm is heading off a little bit to the south. That'd be a great thing for Waldron. However, you still need to be in that safe place, and you need to be, lowest level of your house. Put as many walls in between you and the outside as possible. Again, center part of your house, basement, a storm shelter. If you don't have those, go to the bathtub, pillows, blankets, mattresses, a baseball helmet, a bicycle helmet, whatever. Head injuries are the first thing we see when it comes to severe weather. If you can protect your head and the rest of your body, you can withstand that initial impact from either damaging winds or a tornado. Notice there are not separate thunderstorm warnings in effect. There are tornado warnings in effect with this storm. That means your tornado threat is relatively high with this storm as it continues to track closer and closer to water.
Yep. Hang on. So what I have done, by the way, if you guys notice on the screen here, so you have myself, you have Derek, you have the iDrive camera. There's also a map that's on the screen now that's going to tell you exactly where the counties are and the sections of Arkansas at this point. I hope you guys can see that. I don't know if it's okay. So you guys can see it on the screen. Awesome. Use that map. Okay, that map is going to tell you everything you need to know in terms of where this is and everything like that here, guys. Right now. So right now, this is going to go for our folks down here in Waldron. That is going to be in Scott County down here. Then we have another tornado warning up here. That's going to go for Washington. That's going to go for Madison. That's going to go for Franklin. That's going to go for Crawford County. That is in northwestern Arkansas. So keep that in mind. We're going to keep an eye on these situations here. But I really hope, I pray that this helps folks trying to figure out where this is across the state. And yeah, I see it. So pretty much it's just going to be a continuation. Waldron, now you're in that tornado warning. Waldron, you should have already been in shelter. This is going right through downtown Waldron right now. You need to be seeking shelter immediately at this current time here. Go ahead.
All right, so just to give a few towns here, again, if you live on Hawk Creek Loop and Middle Winfield Road, this is just southwest of Waldron. I would assume these are going to be neighborhoods just to the southwest. You need to be in your safe place right now, folks. Once again, farmers Farmers Road here. Then, of course, Ross Creek Road. You need to be in that safe place right now. This is going to be moving into downtown Waldron, folks, here in just a matter of a few moments. Again, if you live in downtown Waldron, you need to be taking those tornado precautions immediately, folks. This is a very dangerous situation, and you will not have long to react to this storm. Again, folks, this is moving into downtown Waldron here in just a matter of a few moments.
Yep. So I'm just double checking with our moderating right now, just making sure everybody can see that map down there, because we're getting a lot of questions about, other areas in the state that are not in the tornado warning itself. So we have that on the screen. It's not a shot to anybody, by the way. It's just, I'm worried that a lot of people don't know where their counties are, don't know where they are in the state. So I pray that map really helps out in terms of figuring out where you are and stuff like that here. So Derek is continuing to kind of keep an eye on that storm up there for the Waldron area. We're going to watch the storm up here in northwestern Arkansas. So this is the tornado warning. It's going to go for Crawford, it's going to go for Madison, and it's going to go for Washington counties up here in northwestern Arkansas. So I want to make that crystal clear up here. If you know anyone in these areas, make sure that they're taking their tornado precautions immediately. Further to the north, I understand it's going to sound scary. Any storms today, especially in Arkansas, is going to sound like there's a tornado with it or anything like that. Unless it is warned, then it doesn't carry a tornado. So I want to make that clear. But right now, my folks in Fayetteville, Springdale, Rogers, Bella Vista, you're about to be done. Once these storms clear through, your threat's over with. You're done. You're done with severe weather. But until these storms push through your area, you're going to have that tornado risk here and that severe thunderstorm risk with these storms. Go ahead.
Just in from the National Weather Service in Shreveport, we now have a thunderstorm warning, tornado possible for Howard, Little River, and Sevier County as well.
Okay, so that's down there.
Now, southwest Arkansas is starting to get in.
Yep.
Again, these storms are moving into a highly favorable environment, folks. I want to reiterate this. They're moving into a very favorable environment for severe weather. Again, that being said, the question is, does this remain linear? Does it become supercellular? Do we have a lot of different cells? Again, the environment is incredibly favorable for severe weather, including tornadoes, as we go into the afternoon hours. The question is going to be is, do we keep these things in the sky or do they touch down? That is going to be the million-dollar question as we go later into the afternoon hours. Again, it's 2:50 in the afternoon, Easter Sunday. Again, we're going to have to be watching this as we get closer. As this moves further and deeper into the state, we will be dealing with it even further into the state.
Yeah, so we have a brand new mesoscale discussion from Storm Prediction Center. This is going to impact northwestern, north central, and into southern Missouri. The storms moving into north central Arkansas and southern Missouri will pose a risk for tornadoes, some strong and damaging winds. There are signs of discrete storms within the line in northwestern and west central Arkansas. These storms, and I mentioned this earlier, will carry the greatest tornado risk. Mm-hmm. So now they're highlighting these storms that are discrete. This is where your tornado threat is going to materialize up here in western and northwestern Arkansas. So please, folks, get this information out. Understand it's Easter. A lot of folks are not paying attention to the weather. You got to pay attention today, guys. This is a situation that you can have the potential of strong tornadoes, damaging winds, and large hail. Waldron, you need to be in shelter now. Don't waste any time. Don't try to see it for yourself. You need to get to your safe spot immediately at this current point here. Yep. And then for our folks up here in northwestern Arkansas, that's going to go for the Huntsville area, the Ricker Springs, Holiday Island, Berryville, Green Forest, Jasper, Harrison. Take your tornado precautions immediately at the current point as well. Yes, go ahead.
All right, folks. So Waldron, like Cameron said, if you live West 2nd Street, West 4th Street, Dunn Street, Frankie Matthew Drive, Heather Drive, Main Street, First Street, you need to be in your safe place right now, folks. This is coming overhead right now. I want to reiterate this, folks. This is coming overhead right now. Again, Main Street, Waldron. This is going to be western, northern side of Waldron. You need to be in the safe place right now. Lowest level of your house. Put as many walls in between you and the outside as possible. Folks, again, this Again, very strong rotation is now coming across the western side of Waldron right now, folks. Again, if you live in this area, you need to be in that safe place. You should have already been there, but now is the time to, again, if you live in Boonville, now is the time to take action. This is moving towards the northeast here at 40 to 60 mile an hour. This is now moving directly over North Main Street, 1st Street, West 4th Street, here in downtown Waldron right now, folks. So again, if you hear the sound of my voice, stay in that safe place right now, because most of the time with these storms, it gets quiet, and then all of a sudden, there it is. Do not try to go outside and see it. This is now when you need to be in your safe place immediately, folks. Lowest level of your house, put as many walls in between you and the outside as possible. Do not try to go outside and see it. This is now moving through the town of Waldron right now, but we also have one in northwest Arkansas as well.
Yep. So the storm up here in northwestern Arkansas, that's going to go until 3:15 this afternoon. We're going to take a look at this storm here. I know if you can get in contact with Jamie, you let me know. This storm right here, that's going to be right near the Winslow area, around Highway 71, just to the north and east of the Mountainburg area. This is something that we're going to have to continue to keep an eye on here. Highway 295, Highway 16, and then that's going to be County Road 119. Take your tornado precautions immediately. The biggest thing up here that I want to stress, and what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna tilt this up just a little bit so I can see a little higher up in the atmosphere, because this is over the mountains right now. So this is where your area of rotation is going to be, just to the east of the Winslow area, near Sunset 38. That's going to be that's Highway 295 over here. This is east of the community of Winslow. That's Highway 74 over here. So right now, if you know any one of these areas, they need to be taking their tornado precautions immediately. Let's go ahead, and I'm going to put a track. There's your storm of the hour right here. And put a track just for the tornadic part of the storm to the north and east here. I'm going to clock it at about 50 miles per hour. So Huntsville, Kingston, and also Green Forest. Take your tornado precautions now. Do not wait until the tornado warning polygon is over your area. Do not wait until us going over. That's another problem that we're having, is a lot of folks are waiting until we go over their certain towns before they seek shelter. Don't do that. If your phone is going off for a tornado warning, common sense is going to tell you that, hey, you need to get to shelter. And that's what we want you guys to do, because we're not going to be able to physically talk about each and every single city in Arkansas. You need to be taking matters in your own hands and get to shelter immediately at this current time here. I am very worried about that storm from Waldron. Right now, it looks like it's organizing.
It's ahead of everything else,
Correct.
Cameron. It's also taking in the storm to its south as well. Once again, out here all by itself, folks. If you live in Boonville, you need to be in that safe place right now. Boonville to Blue Mountain, you need to be in that safe place right now, folks. Lowest level of your house, and put as many walls in between you and the outside as possible. Once again, let's talk about on downstream. Paris, Scranton, Knoxville, Clarksville, Dover. If it tracks a little east, where we will be talking about Russellville as well. So again, you need to be in the safe place right now, folks. Lowest level of your house, put as many walls in between you and the outside as possible. Again, this storm is moving off towards the northeast. It has now come through Waldron. It is now moving back into rural areas here of Scott County. However, that being said, it is going to be moving into an area that is even more favorable for development as it continues to push off towards the northeast here.
Yep. So just double checking a couple of things right now here, Derek. You haven't heard any reports of this thing, any damage or anything
Not
right
yet.
now? Not yet. Okay, good.
Knock on wood, that's a very good thing.
Right.
We hope to keep that going throughout the rest of the day.
Yeah. So my folks are getting the post on the page. I appreciate y'all. Y'all are doing amazing. If y'all could do me a big favor, like I said before, let's get this live stream out to as many people as physically possible. I understand, everybody's out on Easter right now. It's outside of Western Arkansas. It looks really good outside right now because it's warm, it's sunny. Give these folks a heads up over here. Share this live stream. If you come across it on your Facebook feed, just share it. It's going to get the information out to you guys a lot quicker at this point here, okay? So right now, looks like they're going to replace this tornado warning up here in northwestern Arkansas at 3:15 to a severe thunderstorm warning for Madison and Franklin counties. However, damaging winds will still be a problem, and we will have to keep an eye for that tornado threat, especially with northward extent over the next couple of, I'd say for the next 20 to 30 minutes or so. So we're going to keep this track up here for our folks up here in northwestern Arkansas. That's going to be it. This is for the entire line itself. What I'll do is I'll zoom out and I'll put a track for the entire line itself from Bella Vista all the way down to Fort Smith. And what we're going to do is we're going to put a track at about, I will clock it at 50 miles per hour. So this is going to be it. What I'm going to do here as well is I'm going to take this off so you guys get a certain time on when this is going to be moving through at this point. So Huntsville is coming at you right now. Eureka Springs, 306. Charleston, around 304. Holiday Island, 310. Green Forest, 322. Lamar, 336. And Harrison coming at you at 341 this afternoon here. What you got for me?
So just in from the Storm Prediction Center that maintain the current risk areas as is, I want to reiterate this, folks. This tornado warning is currently in slight risk.
Yep.
So I want you to reiterate that. We're not even into the brunt of this event yet.
Yep.
So again, they have maintained all risk areas across state. So it's something that we will continue to monitor as well. The good news is that the storm here in the Walden area has lost some of its rotation for the time being. However, they now have issued a severe thunderstorm warning for the storm as well, as they continue to push off towards the northeast here at 54 miles an hour. However, it is a tornado possible warning, so obviously we are going to stay with it as well. But regardless, the tornado warning does continue here till 3:30 p.m. So if you live in Boonville and you live in Blue Mountain, you still need to be in that safe place. Lowest level of your house. Put as many walls in between you and the outside as possible. Boonville and Blue Mountain, especially the campsite at Blue Mountain there at the base of Magazine Mountain, you really need to be taking those precautions, especially if you know anybody camping up there as well.
Yeah. Jamie, can you hear me? Some reason I can't hear her, so give me a second. Let me try to get this worked out. But basically, she's en route for that Russellville storm here. So, Derek, if you take over for just a second.
Yep, no problem at all.
Let me.
So what I'm gonna do is zoom out again here, folks. So let's go, back to, let's go back and look here at the overall view. Again, we have a basically a line of storms. Basically in an arc here from Ashdown all the way up through Mena, all the way up through Waldron, all the way up through Altus, just east of Winslow, all the way down through just to the east of Fayetteville and Rogers. Mm-hmm. This is moving off towards the northeast here at about 40 to 60 miles per hour, folks. This is going to be moving towards the northeast here and continuing to push into a very favorable environment for severe weather as we go deeper into the afternoon.
Yeah. So, give me just a second here. Like I said before, I'm still trying to. Jamie, can you hear me? Hang on. Let me figure this out. I'm trying to figure this out on the fly. I'm trying to get her in communication right now. So, Jamie, can you hear me? Okay, so she hears me. I can't hear her for some reason. So I'm trying to get this figured out for us right now. Okay, hang on. Give me just a second here. So let me see something real quickly here. For some reason, I can't hear her. So give me just.
The good news is the tornado warning for the mountain bike area has been dropped. So we're going to go back and continuing focus. I'll focus on our folks in Waldron and Boonville area here. Again, let's go back and look here at our rotation strength as well. Not as strong as it once was, but it is still there. So once again, my folks northeast of Waldron, southwest of Boonville, southwest of Blue Mountain, you still need to be taking those tornado precautions. Lowest level of your house. Put as many walls in between you and the outside as possible.
So,
again.
Yep. I was gonna say I think I have her up. Jamie, can you hear me? I had her for just a second. I heard her in the deal. So, all right. we're still working on trying to get Jamie here because she's going to be moving towards
She's also in a really rural area.
yeah, very rural. So I'll keep her going just to be on the safe side here. But you can go ahead. We should be good to go.
All right. So once again, tornado warning has been continued here.
Okay.
For our folks in northern Scott County, southwestern Logan County, and very northwest corner of Yale County. Again, this is moving off towards the northeast now at 55 miles per hour, folks. This is moving off very fast here. So my folks in Paris, my folks in Clarksville, you need to be going on and taking those tornado precautions. Lowest level of your house. Put as many walls in between you and the outside as possible. Again, folks. This is moving towards the northeast here at 55 miles an hour. You do not have a lot of time to take shelter. The storm is reorganizing, getting its strength back, and it is still moving over the mountainous terrain of West Arkansas. It is fixing to move closer towards Mount Magazine. And again, as it does so, this is going to continue moving into an environment that is very capable of producing severe weather.
Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead. So, by the way, that tornado warning that was up here for the Mountainburg area has been allowed to be dropped. The only tornado warning in the state right now is going to go for our folks in Logan County and Scott County. So, let's go ahead and put a track on this one here. And I've got the normal way that you would look at this on a radar. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put a track for this entire storm. I'm going to put it at about, let's go 50 miles per hour here. So, Paris coming at you at 312. Coal Hill coming in at 325, Clarksville 332, Lamar 335, London 337, Darnell 340, Russellville coming at you at 342, Pottsville 346, and then 347 for the Dover area here, guys. So, Jamie, can you hear me? Okay, Jamie, can you hear me? Okay, awesome. Do you want to switch over to her real fast so she can give an update because she's moving towards the storm?
Sure thing.
So Jamie, we're going to switch you over for just a second here. If you want to give a brief update, because I know you're headed towards that storm right now in near the Russellville area here. Go ahead. Our signal is, yeah.
It's in and out.
It's in and out. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
If y'all can hear me, I'm about 8 minutes away from hitting 40, and things should level out a little bit there.
Okay. So she's about 8 minutes out. Hopefully you guys heard that. Let me do this. Let me do this.
I am not even
gonna feet up. Okay.
I'm not even gonna begin to try to pronounce his name, but I'm on Highway 9 headed towards 40.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna work on getting your feet up back and going. I know you're in a very rural area, so we're gonna switch back over to the dual radar for just a little bit. So that way we can have the update for the tornado warning in these areas here. But biggest thing I want to stress is my folks over here near the Logan County area, the Scott County area, make sure that you're taking your tornado precautions immediately at this current time here. Also, I've seen some comments about being able to see this like on a camera and stuff like that. I want to announce our weather camera project real fast, just briefly. If you know anybody out here, emergency management, stuff like that is interested in something like that, please contact us when these storms are over with. That way we can have situations where there's a storm that goes over Waldron or something like that. Yep. We will be able to see it on air because the RDOT cameras aren't going to give you so much before it starts becoming out of those areas here. So just wanted to kind of throw that out there at this current time. Derek, if you want to go ahead and hit this storm.
All right. So once again, folks, we are still monitoring this storm here just to the south of Boonville, northeast of Waldron. This just moved through Waldron moments ago. So far, no reports of damage, and that's a good thing. We hope to see this continue. But this is moving into an even better environment than what it's already in. So we will continue to really monitor this storm again. But again, it's going to move just to the south of Boonville, and it's going to move very close to the town of Magazine here very soon here within the next 10 to 15 minutes. Again, my first alert on down towards Paris, Scranton, Knoxville, and Clarksville. That is where this storm is going to track you, and they just dropped that warning.
I saw that. I just dropped the tornado warning here. So I'm very curious about something real fast here, and I'm going to, this is a brand new product that we have here. It's just a kind of a visual on what the cap looks like, and cap's gone. So your capping is not an issue with these storms here. I think what's going on is these storms are moving pretty fast. They're moving about 50 to 60 miles per hour, and they haven't really gotten into this good environment just yet here. So
Call from Jamie.
we'll have to keep an eye on it as it continues to push off towards the east here. But right now, the tornado warning has been officially dropped with this storm here. So we'll keep an eye on it here. But for right now, let's go ahead and I'm gonna do this since we no longer have an official tornado warning on the board. I'm gonna see if this is possible here. Give me 1 second. I have to because we were transitioning from from when you were gone. We had people here, so give me just a second here, and I will get your stuff ready to go on this side since we now have now we're just pretty much on severe thunderstorm warning protocol over here. So let me switch this over real fast, and there we go. All right, so now this is kind of a broader screen to kind of talk about what's going on and everything like that. So this is what's going on at this point. We have several severe thunderstorm warning, tornado possible tags with these. Derek, let's hang on the live stream just to be on the safe side with this one. Right now, there's no official tornado warnings in the state right now. I'm going to turn this product off because I was looking to see if we had some sort of cap in place. Right now, we don't. So these storms are going up. I think right now we're just waiting to see if we can get the shear in place and everything like that here. So what we're going to do real quickly here, give me 1 second. I'm going to put a track on these storms. Okay, I'm going to put it to the east at about 50 miles per hour. So the following cities is going to be, we'll have to watch very closely. Berryville, Clarksville, Harrison, the Darnell area, Russellville, Hope, Piney, Rockwell, Hot Springs Village. Okay, this is going to be the area of concern. What I can do real fast here as well, if you give me just a second here, I can put more cities on that list. If Derek, do you have anything that you need to go over right now? I think we're good for at least right now. We'll have to wait and see what ends up happening with this here. So I'm going to increase this to about 40 minutes downstream. So that way I can give folks kind of a bigger, broader area of what's going on. So I'm gonna go to 50 miles per hour, and that's gonna be your towns here. So let's take this up a little bit more. Let's go here, and I'm gonna put another track. Just bear with me for just a second here, guys. So I'm having to do a lot of stuff externally. So let me do this. It's maybe 50 miles per hour. Okay, that's gonna be your cities right here. So Berryville, Clarksville, Texarkana, Harrison, Russellville, Hope, Piney, Hot Springs Village, and also Arkadelphia. This is the line of storms that's going to be pushing in. If you are behind this line of storms, that's the Queen, Mena, Fort Smith, that's Fayetteville, the Bella Vista area, you are good to go. We're going to be working on all clear maps and stuff like that, but you are good to go if you are in these areas behind the line of storms. In front of the line of storms, this continues to be a issue for the next couple of hours here. Go ahead, Eric.
Yep. So biggest thing is right now our folks towards the east, folks, and we're talking about places like Mountain Home, Conway, Little Rock, Arkadelphia, Camden. I think my folks in far south Arkansas, we may escape this because so far things have formed kind of north of 82.
Yep.
We're going to keep our eye out on that because data does still have storms developing. As we go deeper into the evening hours. But again, that being said, right now the main severe risk does look to remain along and north of 82. But again, this is going to go through roughly 2 a.m. in the morning before everything clears out. And I'm noticing something as well, Cameron. Actually, in the sky right now, we have crepuscular rays going on because the storms are going so high in the atmosphere.
Yep.
That is casting a shadow
over
the
area.
sky.
Yep.
And it's very, I don't know if we can see that on the camera or not.
You can actually. Yep, you can because you can see
just
it.
Barely.
But you can see it. Yeah.
So very neat to see, just a little bit of atmospheric things. When storms get high in the atmosphere late in the afternoon, they cast a shadow over the sun.
Yep. So if you give me just a
little
second.
geek out moment there.
Oh, you're good. Just give me a second here because I'm getting this sent over to our team so we can get this on the page.
Mm-hmm.
that way, because what I did was I expanded out the, give me just a second here. Let me get over here and I will send it over. Okay, so we're good. All right, so what I did is I expanded out the cities. Instead of having just 10, it has a pretty long list of cities here. So it's going to go from Ashdown, Huntsville, Ricker Springs, Holiday Island, Nashville, Clarksville, Texarkana, Danville, Glenwood, Berryville, all the way down to Hot Springs Village and Warrenton. So there is no lack of cities on this line on this track. So the folks that are watching this, Heidi, if you can get that on the page, that'd be awesome. But yeah, so this is pretty much it, folks. We're gonna hang tight. I think we'll call it what, Derek? What do you feel comfortable from right now? Because I know there's no official tornado warnings on the board, so we can hang tight for probably another 10 minutes.
Yep.
Let's see what ends up happening with this storm, and then we can go from there, guys. But for right now, all of these are severe thunderstorm warning, tornado possible. It is not an official designated tornado warning from the National Weather Service. What we will do here is I'm leaving this up while we're still trying to figure out reporting and if we got anything
This is
going
a
on.
very good thing you want to see is a line of storm, because I know we had that question last night, Cameron,
Even
about
earlier
the
today,
fact,
yep.
you know, that would this be a line of storms or would it be super cellular? You know, data kind of had individual cells forming, but it looks like right now we actually are transitioning to more of a line of storm.
Yep.
You know, which is a good thing. However, that does increase our damaging wind risk as we go deeper into the afternoon hours.
Which is just as important as tornadoes, by the way.
Yep.
I want to make that clear. Because I know folks are gonna hear damaging winds. They're gonna try to tune out of this. Right now, it's Easter. It's 3:00 in the afternoon on Easter, folks. You know, this is a situation that you're gonna have that damaging wind threat. This is going to impact a lot of folks that have stuff going on outside, etc. Just because it's sunny and nice right now doesn't mean it's going to end that way. I want to make that clear. This is a patience game for our folks in central, eastern, and northeastern Arkansas. What I've done is I've had to track, and what we're going to do here is I'm going to show you guys the direction of where these storms are going. They're going in this general motion right through here. If you are behind this line of storms here, and I'm going to do this because I'm trying to make as much room on the screen as physically possible here. So there's your track. There's your list of cities here. It's going to give you the exact time and everything, okay? If you are behind this line of storms here, that is Bella Vista. That's over towards Fort Smith, the Queen area, this general area back down here. If you are behind a line of storms, you are good. You are done. Your severe threat's over. You don't have to worry about it. But if you are ahead of these storms, that is over towards Harrison, Little Rock, Conway, that's Hot Springs Village, Arkadelphia, Taylor, El Dorado, Camden, Monticello, Hamburg, West Memphis, Helena, Searcy, Jonesboro, Pocahontas, all these areas over here in eastern Arkansas, central and northeastern Arkansas, this is going to continue to be a problem over the next couple of hours here. So please keep that in mind if you are watching this live stream right now here. But for right now, there are no official tornado warnings on the board. These are all severe thunderstorm warning, tornado possible tag with these storms. We're monitoring each and every single one. But good news right now, with it being, and I will say this, would be about 3:00 in the afternoon, these storms are struggling to get tornadic. I worry downstream for my folks in north central Arkansas and then perhaps our folks up there in northeastern Arkansas as we get later into this afternoon, into this evening, get into a better environment. We'll have to see what ends up happening.
Because, like Cameron said, the peak time is simply that 4 to 8 p.m. time frame.
Yes, sir.
When we start dealing with that possibility again. Also, getting reports out of Springdale, unfortunately, again. Getting reports of tree limb power lines down there coming in basically around the same time as that warning went out just to the south there.
Yeah.
So, again, unfortunately, my folks in Springdale, y'all have been battered over the past couple of days. Our folks in Northeast Arkansas can definitely feel your pain, especially in this part of the state. But once again, we don't have any warnings in effect at this time. It's been roughly about 5 minutes now, Cameron.
Okay.
I think it's okay. We can kind of take a break and reset here and get ready, for what could be a very active afternoon, evening across state. We've been live here for about over a good hour now.
Yep.
So what we're gonna do, Roku, Fire TV, and YouTube are going to keep going.
Yep.
So again, if you have our Roku app, our Fire TV app, our continuous live stream on YouTube as well, ArkansasWeatherWatchers.org.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna do this, and for folks that have the Apple side of the app, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna send out a push notification because it's kind of a reminder. Because folks, if you're just not tuning in, you're new here and everything like that. We go over. Not go over. We have a 24/7 stream of information, of radar, current alerts, and everything like that here. So I'm gonna find it real fast here. If you give me just a second, and I'm gonna send that. And you know what? I'll take care of it after the live stream. I'll find it after the live stream and get that situated, and everything like that here. But for right now, I think we're good.
Yep. We're not leaving you.
We're not leaving you, folks.
But keep in mind, right now it's mainly 60-mile-per-hour winds and quarter-size hail.
Yep.
Again, we're going to keep an eye on every single storm, and as soon as things get going again, we're going to be right back live. It could be a few minutes, could be 30 minutes. Hopefully, it's not the rest of the night.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we just sit here for the next 5 hours, and we're sitting here twiddling our thumbs. That is our hope. But again, our whole team is ready to keep you aware, and we will keep you updated right here on your source for all things Arkansas weather.